Byron, I met him a couple of years ago. Welcome, sir, welcome. And not to be outdone by his presence, we also have the current president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, the Honorable Adrian Saunders. Welcome, Byron. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Your attendance here is greatly appreciated. We'll continue, my friends, with the congratulatory messages. Let's begin with Mr. John Winter, Senior Vice President and Chief Legal Officer, Liberty Latin America, representing Cable and Wireless Communications. Mr. Winter, let's make him feel welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Senator, the Honorable Robert LaHunt, Minister of Public Utilities, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The Honorable Medfield Nicholas, Minister of Information, Broadcasting, Communications and Information Technology, Antigua and Barbuda, and President of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. Honorable Ministers of CTU member countries, members of the Diplomatic Corps, senior government officials, Malcolm Johnson, Deputy Secretary General, International Telecommunication Union, Bernadette Lewis, Secretary General, Caribbean Telecommunications Union, and distinguished guests. Good evening. It is an honor to speak at this 18th Caribbean Ministerial Strategic ICT Seminar, which is presenting the Caribbean FutureScape experience. I am particularly pleased to represent Liberty Latin America and Cable and Wireless as the CTU celebrates an important milestone. It is an honor to speak its 30th anniversary, Caribbean, and congratulations to the CTU. Strategic ICT My name is John Winter, and I am the Senior Vice President and Chief Legal Officer for Liberty Latin America, which has been operating as an independent publicly traded company since December of 2017, when Liberty Global spun off its Latin America, its 30th anniversary Caribbean operations, congratulations, including Cable and Wireless, which my name is John Winter, operates under the iconic Blue Flow brand. And we also have operations in Central and South America. At Liberty Latin America and Cable and Wireless, we welcome the strengthening of the CTU and its ICT agenda over the last 30 years. And we continue to offer our commitment and partnership in helping to create dynamic and forward-thinking ICT policies that will shape the framework that drive digital transformation across the region. Our 150-year presence in the region gives us robust, hurricane-tested, mobile and broadband networks supported by a world-class subsea network. We bring extraordinary resources that we draw upon, both financial and technological, to deliver the future of telecommunications throughout the region. And we remain committed to the growth and development of telecommunications and broadband development in the Caribbean. The telecommunications industry is rapidly evolving, and we all must think disruptively. Companies need to transform and adapt no matter their size. Facebook, for example, is changing before our eyes and will look very different even in 5 years' time. As we look around the region, we must begin to ask ourselves, why are we not further along on the path to digital transformation? We must examine current policies and evaluate the environments in which we operate to identify when they are not fostering growth and advancement of ICT. Digital transformation is one of the most important economic growth strategies governments can implement. In a 2016 study conducted by the EU, Dr. Martin Fornfeld demonstrated that high-speed broadband access improves productivity and innovation. The key to this is economic growth and robust legislative policies that encourage investment in broadband infrastructure, promotes the use of broadband in education, fosters the use of online technologies, and removes barriers to the implementation of innovative online technologies. At Liberty Latin America and Cable and Wireless, we are no strangers to change, and we are implementing new approaches across our markets to disrupt and transform the normal way of doing business. This disruption seeks to change the status quo by making the customer central to everything we do. We aim to deliver an end-to-end digital experience for the customer and to deliver seamless connectivity as people move throughout the region. For us, digital transformation means transforming not only how customers use our services, but also the manner and time in which we deliver those services. So, we are reshaping our back office and our processes to reduce the friction normally associated with customer service and to accelerate our install and repair times. We see this through voice calling platforms and the adoption of our self-care MyFlow app, which allows customers to pay bills, report faults, and change plans, among other functions that previously required human intervention. Outwardly, we are investing to improve our networks, to increase our speeds, as digital transformation requires increased bandwidth. Our digital TV product, Flow Evo, gives the customer ultimate control of their entertainment landscape, with the ability to watch content at their convenience with advanced digital features like Replay TV, Pause Live TV, and parental controls. All of our digital transformation initiatives and efficiencies are laser focused on putting power in the hands of consumers to shape and design the services that work best for them. Even our newest prepaid offerings are disruptive by giving the customer the ability to stay connected through data-rich plans that allow them to never have to choose which moments to share. They can share them all. A critical driver of success is how fast we can harness the massive amounts of data that pass through our networks and begin to use it to transform the way we do business and the lives of our customers. As we move to a world of augmented intelligence, consumers expect predictive, hyper-personalized, and convenient solutions. We must continue to work to adapt our systems to better use the data we collect in ways that improve the customer experience while maintaining privacy. We must also continue to challenge ourselves to make the Caribbean a digital center of excellence with unrivaled mobile and broadband speeds, broad coverage, and cutting-edge technology like 5G, for which we did a test on Antigua just a year ago. The wave of digital transformation is unstoppable, and we must break through historical and structural barriers that maintain unequal access to digital spaces. At Liberty Latin America and Cable and Wireless, we continue to position ourselves as leaders in digital transformation. The telecoms infrastructure, including the rules and regulations that support its development, must operate in this fast-moving world and retain the flexibility to encourage investment and innovation and create a level playing field for operators, content providers, and OTT players. I hope that all of you are thinking the same way, and together we can work towards the Caribbean FutureScape, towards ensuring the Caribbean FutureScape is bright. I congratulate the CTU for their first 30 years and the work they have achieved so far, and look forward to the next 30 and even 50 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Winter. Exciting times ahead indeed, ladies and gentlemen, and as we forge forward, we must remember that we stand on a solid 30-year track record. Let's take a look at our screens and take a look back at a 30-year history. definitely the right instinct, but not enough applause. Please put your hands together one more time. We'll continue with the congratulatory messages. At this time, let's invite Mr. Liam Donnelly, Digital Business Solutions Consultant, Digicel. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator, the Honourable Robert Lahunt, Minister of Public Utilities, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The Honourable Melford Nicholas, Minister of Information, Broadcasting, Telecommunications and Information Technology, Antigua and Barbuda, and President of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. Honourable Ministers of CTU member countries, members of the Diplomatic Corps, senior government officials, Mr. Malcolm Johnson, Deputy Secretary General, International Telecoms Union, Ms. Bernadette Lewis, Secretary General, Caribbean Telecommunications Union, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I am absolutely honoured to represent Digicel this evening in offering our warmest congratulations to the Caribbean Telecoms Union as you celebrate the remarkable milestone of 30 years of service to the regional telecommunications industry. The CTU's impact on our sector has simply been immeasurable, and more importantly, the CTU has played a leading role in transforming the lives of each and every citizen across all 20 member and associated member states. Few industries in our region, if any, have transformed as dramatically and significantly as the telecommunications sector over the last 30 years. We have witnessed long-term monopolies being bravely abolished by all governments, the enacting of new legislation, regulations and frameworks allowing for competitive landscapes and consumer protection, the introduction of cutting-edge, life-changing ICT services, and more recently, national and regional digital transformations. The CTU has always been a critical player, ensuring that our industry has continuously developed, but has never become complacent by continuing to push the boundaries. Digicel is very proud to have been associated member of the CTU for over a decade, and we will continue to support the CTU's invaluable work. While it is always extremely dangerous to start by identifying people by name at a celebration like this, with the risk of forgetting someone, there are a number of people who everyone here this evening will agree deserve the highest recognition and commendation. The CTU Secretary General, Bernadette Lewis, for her outstanding leadership of the CTU since taking up reins in August 2003. Bernadette's vision, determination, passion and professionalism has always been outstanding, and her continued drive to tackle the most important issues facing our industry and to ensure the region optimally positions itself to gain maximum benefits has been exemplary. Everyone in the Caribbean telecoms industry, further afield, thanks you. Mr. Selby Wilson, who besides being an instrumental force behind the success of CTU, has also mastered the ability to look younger and younger every year. Whilst it would be grossly unfair of me to mention Selby's age, let's just say that he was over 50 years old when the CTU launched in the Bahamas 30 years ago. Any history book on telecommunications in the Caribbean will have at least one chapter on Selby. Such has been his impact on our sector. He has worked tirelessly in advancing the sector and transforming the region as a result, and has done so in his own unique, calm and non-assuming style. Thank you, Selby. The speaking of non-assuming and below-the-radar style brings me to Nigel Casimir, telecommunications specialist at the CTU, who continues to work with governments across the region to ensure they reap the benefits of digital transformation. Many congratulations to you, Nigel, and thank you for your enormous contribution to the CTU and our industry. One could not be faulted for believing that Bernadette has an army of people at her disposal. However, as we know, the CTU is a small group of hard-working and dedicated people. And with that in mind, I would like to commend and congratulate the other members of Bernadette's team, namely Richard Fevek, Junior McIntyre, Trevor Pravat, Michelle Garcia, Gary Kalu, Sonja Johnson, Brendan Julian, Shania Lewis, and Mary Pouchett. There have also been some remarkable presence of the CTU in recent years, most notably the Honourable Melford Nicholas, Senator Darcy Boyce, and the Honourable Philip Paulwell. Each have provided invaluable guidance and support to the Secretariat in their own unique styles, and our industry is extremely grateful for their enormous contribution to the CTU's development. As we increasingly move towards the Caribbean FutureScape, we are proud to have pioneered a number of the region's leading digital transformation success stories. The rebuilding of the ICT infrastructure for the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica in the aftermath of the devastating impact of Hurricane Maria in 2017. In addition to a number of other large digital transformation projects, such as the Government of Barbados and the CTU-led programme CARSUP, including the governments of St. Lucia, Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Following 16 years of commitment and investment in the region, I am very proud to share with you that Digicel has attained the position of becoming a leading provider of IT solutions for governments, and we are also the region's largest total communications and internet provider. One of our main objectives is to bring the depth of knowledge and vast amount of experience we have developed over the years in becoming a leading international ICT service provider to governments. Our ongoing commitment is that we will continue to support governments' needs as we collectively help drive global ICT best practices, as are demonstrated here at this week's CTU event. Again, many congratulations to the team at the CTU for reaching this remarkable milestone, and thank you for the opportunity to share in your 30th anniversary celebrations this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Donnelly. Let's hear it for him one more time. And I urge you to sustain that applause as we welcome the General Manager, Enterprise Solutions, TSTT Mobile. Let's welcome Mr. Ian Galt.
Senator, the Honourable Robert Leigh Hunt, Minister of Public Utilities, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The Honourable Melford Nicholas, Minister of Information, Broadcasting, Telecommunications and Information Technology, Antigua and Barbuda, and President of the Caribbean Telecommunication Union. Honourable Ministers of CTU member countries, members of the Diplomatic Corps, senior government officials, Malcolm Johnson, Deputy Secretary General, International Telecommunication Union, Bernadette Lewis, Secretary General, Caribbean Telecommunication Union, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is truly an honor for our company, TSTT, to be part of CTU's truly impressive and celebratory 30th anniversary. The CTU is surely one of CARICOM's great success stories and a prime example of the value and benefits of regional cooperation. Over the past 3 decades, the CTU has persevered, adapted, and remained relevant in an industry that has undergone immeasurable change. This is one of the reasons why it is my distinct pleasure to convey congratulatory remarks on behalf of TSTT to the CTU's board, management, and staff on reaching this significant 30th anniversary milestone. TSTT has always enjoyed a close working relationship with the CTU because as Trinidad and Tobago's largest communication provider, and of course the fact that for TSTT, Trinidad and Tobago is our home, we share a common interest in the development of the telecommunications industry in our country and our region. TSTT's strategic mandate to transform from a legacy telecommunications company into an agile broadband organization dovetails quite closely with the CTU's vision, which is to be the prime catalyst facilitating regional cooperation and the economic, social, and cultural development of the peoples of the Caribbean through the provision of efficient and advanced information and telecommunications services. Our two organizations have undertaken a tremendous transformational exercise to achieve our goals and to ensure that we remain relevant within the telecommunications industry, as well as serving our customers and members with a state-of-the-art experience. One of the CTU's priorities is to encourage Caribbean prime ministers to commit to a 21st century government and national and regional digital transformation. TSTT's digital transformation, including our Zero Copper initiative, which will see hundreds of thousands of households being upgraded to fiber and wireless solutions aligns with CTU's priority. Additionally, TSTT's new mega network with intelligent aggregation and self-healing capabilities will replace dozens of specialized smaller systems and present a truly converged network that will be among one of the most advanced networks of its kind globally. When completed, TSTT will seamlessly support all current voice, internet, mobile, security, and enterprise services, as well as more advanced features and services which we have on our roadmap. Our transformational efforts will catalyze and support the CTU's goals of the 21st century government and digital transformation for the region. The CTU has a mandate to create an environment in partnership with members to optimize the returns from ICT resources for the benefits of stakeholders. TSTT has implemented technology that speaks directly to that. For example, since the launch of our world-class B-Mobile e-tender platform in 2012, TSTT has seen a 40% increase in the number of companies participating in contract bids, and we have benefited from a 20% saving in routine purchases. Anyone using our software as a service platform has a similar opportunity to optimize their online procurement, and many have seized that opportunity. We're proud to say we now have over 3,000 registered users from over 129 countries, including the US, India, Canada, the United Kingdom, the Czech Republic, Belize, Mexico, Barbados, and Jamaica. I hope that all of you here today will take the opportunity to learn more about our e-tender services during the conference, and I look forward to stimulating conversations around how governments and firms throughout the region can leverage our e-tender platform to advance their own economic and commercial success. We also welcome the opportunity to discuss with participants about how TSTT's new cloud computing and data center services offer new opportunities to local, regional, and international businesses. We are enabling local businesses to compete globally, and with our fortunate location outside of the hurricane belt, we can provide Caribbean businesses and governments with a suite of cloud services, including disaster recovery and backup as a service, to name just two. We make no apologies for boasting that our self-owned and self-run, internationally certified by TIA, Tier 3 data center meets the highest global standards relevant to all aspects of the integrity of a physical data center. This includes site location, architecture, security, safety, fire suppression, electrical, mechanical, and telecommunication components. In addition, TSTT also has SOC 2 certification, which focuses on our processes and controls with respect to security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy of TSTT, as well as our clients' systems and solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, the CTU has championed initiatives that have been essential to TSTT achieving its own vision and goals. The CTU is the trusted, successful, and credible coordinator and executing agency for a number of regional ICT projects, some of which are funded by international development agencies. These include the establishment of the first Internet Governance Forum in the world and the development of an IGF policy framework, the launch of the TTIX and other Internet exchange points in the region, the World Bank-funded Caribbean Regional Communications Infrastructure Program, the Caribbean Spectrum Planning and Management Project, Caribbean ICT Roadshow, ICT for Persons with Disabilities, and the Caribbean Network Operators Group. For these achievements, the CTU must be commended. In closing, I wish to applaud the CTU for the creativity and vision that went into creating the Caribbean FutureScape immersion experience. We at TSTT are excited to participate in the vision of a single Caribbean ICT space. Our multi-billion-dollar investments to unleash the power and potential of digital technology in the Trinidad and Tobago and regional economy will support the CTU, Caribbean governments, and our regional private sectors in pursuing that vision of a fully integrated digital Caribbean. I wish all of you a successful conference, and I wish the CTU a well-earned happy 30th anniversary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gore. Let's hear it for him one more time, please. Thank you. We are extremely proud to have Huawei represented this evening. Would you please welcome the Vice President for Enterprise, Central America and the Caribbean region, Mr. Charles Che.
So the Honorable Robert Lanhati, Minister of Public Utility, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Melford Nicholas, Minister of Information, Broadcasting, Telecommunications and Information Technologies, Antigua and Barbuda, and President of Caribbean Telecommunication Union. Honorable Ministers of CTU member nations, member of the diplomatic corps, senior government officers, Malcolm Johnson, Deputy Secretary General, International Telecommunication Union, Bernadette Lewis, Secretary General, Caribbean Telecommunication Union, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's a great pleasure to speak at the CTU Summit in Port of Spain. Firstly, on behalf of Huawei, I would like to thank our host, the CTU, for offering Huawei this excellent opportunity to be part of you. And I would like to say congratulations to the CTU on celebrating 30 years of serving the Caribbean region, and for your active engagement and work for the summit. We are very excited that the theme of the CTU anniversary celebration is digital transformation, do it. We are excited that these excellent prime ministers and honorable ministers from all around the Caribbean region, and all of you join together to discuss how to do it in digital transformation, and even possibility created a single ICT space. Huawei is committed to bring digital to every person, home, and organizations for a fully connected, intelligent world. Until now, more than 160 cities all over the world have chosen Huawei and their partners in digital transformation. Here in Latin America and the Caribbean region, we have serving our customers for the past 20 years. And we encourage the whole Caribbean to join and to embrace the digital transformation. As we discussed before, so many challenges we have to face when we develop your nation, society, and economic in Caribbean, such as increased environmental challenges, less water and electricity resources problems, more health, education, traffic issues, And of course, as we continue to see more and more challenges to safety and security field, the ICT technologies and services bring the better opportunity to solve all these challenges with some limited resources and investment. The fast growth of the ICT technologies are making our countries and societies smart with much more efficiency. The advanced wireless and fiber network technologies make ubiquitous connectivity possible. The cloud and computing technologies make artificial intelligence possible to benefit our daily life. The device applications for government and verticals make the citizens' work and life more convenient possible. Saying it is always easier than doing it. There will be many ahead before we actually can do it. Where is the funding? Do we have the legislation ready? Who should be in charge of the business model? How about the operation and maintenance in the long term? But with the government leadership working together with the CTU, with the regional operators and the industry partners, I'm sure the Smart Caribbean will be in reality very soon. Actually, we have already seen some success cases of adoption of smart city solutions in this region. In 2018, Huawei successfully deployed safe city cases in Cologne, Panama, and Paramaribo, Suriname. And this year, we are striving to develop and improve the delivery of services to Guyana citizens in the area of health, education, security, and government administration. You are welcome to see some of the practiced technologies at our booth. In 2017, in Antigua and Barbuda, Huawei partnered with the CTU to promote smart Caribbean cities, and we recognized that the CARICOM heads of government approved the roadmap for the CARICOM single ICT space. There, the CARICOM governments, CTU, Huawei, and other private sector participants launched the 6 main principles to leveraging ICT to promote sustainable development. We hope that this summit will continue the commitment made to these principles, and the governments continue to pursue the development of Smart Caribbean. The opportunity is here, and the time is ready in the Caribbean. It is up to us and the industry-leading players to take the plunge and create a Smart Caribbean together. Congratulations again to the CTU for your 30th anniversary, and thank you all. We look forward to sharing the next few days with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure when we have our sponsors represented as well. My dear friends, we would now welcome to the podium the Deputy Secretary General of the International Telecommunication Union. Would you please welcome Mr. Malcolm Johnson.
Senator, the Honourable Robert Lahunt, Minister of Public Utilities, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honourable Melford Nicholas, Minister of Information, Broadcasting, Telecommunications and Information Technology, Antigua and Barbuda, and President of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. honorable ministers of CTU member countries, members of the diplomatic corps, senior government officials, Bernadette Lewis, Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, distinguished guests, good evening. It's a great pleasure for me to be able to join you today for this celebration of the 30th anniversary of the foundation of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. And I bring greetings and congratulations from ITU's Secretary General, its directors and staff. We are very grateful for the tremendous collaboration we've had with CTU over the 30 years, which has been most productive, and we look forward to it continuing and further strengthening, especially with regard to the achievement of the Caribbean single ICT space and the 21st century government initiatives. I'm pleased to say that I personally have been able to maintain a relationship with the CTU over its whole 30 years, starting when CTU participated in the ITU Plenipotentiary Conference in Minneapolis in 1989. 10 years ago, ITU and the CTU with the European Commission launched the HIPCAR project, which was one of the first efforts to develop a Caribbean single market and economy by encouraging the development of a unified policy towards ICT development. The project brought together the governments of the Caribbean, the regulators, service providers, civil society, private sector, and also the regional and international organizations. And now the single ICT space and the 21st century government initiatives are taking forward this effort to bring all parties to the table to develop harmonized policy, legislative, and regulatory frameworks, which will pave the way for the development of a successful ICT infrastructure in the region. And I would like to applaud CTU's efforts to garner the support of the highest political level in the countries in the Caribbean to support these initiatives. It is only through the support at that level will these initiatives be successful. And as I said at the General Conference of Ministers last September, ITU is ideally placed to help with the achievement of these initiatives. This is why I encourage CTU members to be even more active in ITU, both here in the region but around the world. And I would encourage you to take full advantage of the fact that we now offer remote participation in most of the ITU meetings to avoid the cost of travel and accommodation when attending these meetings. It's very important that the voice of the Caribbean is heard in ITU. Organizations like CTU, as well as Canto, CBU, and CARICOM, can bring their experiences and make people aware of the particular challenges that this region faces when there are discussions and decisions made on the future use of spectrum and the development of technical standards, and help ensure that the major technological developments that are taking place, such as big data, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, 5G, cryptocurrencies, etc., meet the requirements of this region. and also that the standards that are developed for resilient networks and emergency communications can withstand the extreme weather challenges that you face in this region. The technology proved to save lives when the hurricanes Maria and Irma hit the Caribbean in 2017. But lessons were learned from that, and improvements can be made. There was a recent ITU Global Forum on emergency communications, which addressed how the new disruptive technologies can be used to further improve emergency communications. And of course, these technologies can also be used to improve in many other areas as diverse as health, education, and financial inclusion, all areas which are very important for the development in this region. We stand at a crossroads. These technologies have great potential to transform people's lives, to accelerate the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, and to deliver the promise of the digital economy. But of course, they also raise a number of new challenges. There are 11 million youth between the age of 15 and 29 living in the Caribbean. And how will they take advantage of these technologies? How can we ensure that they will have the skills and the confidence to make use of these technologies? I believe it's only through collaboration, and collaboration between countries and regions, but also collaboration across industries and sectors, and especially between organizations such as ITU and CTU that this can be achieved. We have common membership between ITU and CTU, and we have common goals. So we need to continue our efforts to pool together our resources, combine our efforts to meet these challenges and for the greater good. This October, ITU member states will be gathering in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt for the ITU World Radio Communication Conference, which will revise the international treaty on the use of the spectrum and satellite orbits. And regional coordination for these conferences is essential for their success. So it'll be very important that the Caribbean voice is heard clearly there. And we rely on the CTU to develop the common positions that will ensure that the requirements for this region are met at that conference, and that the conference is a success for all. It will take important decisions that will have an impact on the deployment of 5G and a number of other innovative technologies that hold great potential for human progress. 30 years ago, CTU embarked on a bold journey which has helped to transform this region. Much progress has been made, but much more work needs to be done. And ITU is proud of its partnership with the CTU. It's a partnership which is based not just on shared interests, but shared values. We recognize the exemplary leadership of CTU's Secretary General, Bernadette Lewis, and her team, and all those that have helped CTU to drive the digital development in the region. I'm here today to reaffirm ITU's commitment to the Caribbean, to its people, and to your digital future. So thank you, and I wish you a very happy 30th anniversary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to change gears just a little bit. The gentleman I'm about to introduce to you has certainly left his mark and continues to leave his mark around the world. He has quite an accomplished career in the field of entertainment, and I can say without fear of contradiction, he is the most successful raconteur of the Caribbean. He has mastered the art of using the vernacular of Trinidad and Tobago and the Eastern Caribbean to weave stories about us for the world to see. He is an accomplished writer, self-published with 9 volumes of work, 15 albums, 3 videos, 16 CDs, 2 DVDs, quite a catalog of work. Will you please join me in welcoming the legendary Paul Keynes Douglas.
Thank you. I almost didn't think it was me he was talking about. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. First of all, let me say how happy I am to be here at this CTU celebration 30th anniversary and conference. And I must thank you for inviting me to share with you on this occasion. Of course, to me as a storyteller, occasions like these are more than just conferences or special occasions. To me, they are chapters in continuing stories. And this evening, we are all very much a part of this chapter in the continuing and developing story of digital technology and how it enhances and can transform Caribbean life. I always like to begin by addressing you as family, because anytime we come together like this to share, to celebrate, to discuss a plan, we're just not organizers and companies and sponsors. We're just one big Caribbean digital family. Give us a round of applause for family. Of course, there are different kinds of family. You have close family, you have immediate family, you have distant family, you have pumpkin vine family, you have monkey face family, you have family you don't know their family, and you have some family you want to know them as family. But you are the best kind of family because you have come together with something in common. You have come to share technology, and that's what we're here for this evening. Then I like to declare myself, as all good speakers should know before you talk, say you're not responsible for the bad things you're going to say. This is why we say once upon a time, you know, it's story time. Jamaicans say Jack Mandora, me not choose none, they're not taking any sides, story time. St. Lucia Dominicans say Tim Tim, story time. What the Spaniards say Abia una vez, story time. Grenadians say we're selling it as we buy it, we're not responsible, story time. Trini say quick crack, monkey break it back, story time. Journalists say reliable sources, story time. And politicians say if elected, story time. I know Mr. Trump says fake news, story time. Ladies and gentlemen, for any region to develop its technology and its capabilities, it must know what it has, where it wants to go, and how it hopes to get there. That's why your theme, FutureScape Digital Transformation, Do It, is so significant. Because it shows that you focus not just on showing and assessing and analyzing, but also on implementing, putting words into action. As I say, putting your money where your mouth is. You know, this year I celebrate 44 years since I began writing and performing and doing what I do best. And people always say to me, Paul, you know, you up and down these islands all these years. What do you think is the biggest challenge we have in doing business down here? Getting things done in the Caribbean. How come we always titty-weighing when it comes to following a plan, or agreeing with each other, or just doing the thing that we know we're supposed to do? How come we never get it done? Now, you see that word titty-weighing is a real nice Caribbean word. It gives you a kind of image of hustle and bustle, but nothing really happening. Like when you're planning to go somewhere and you just can't seem to leave the house, that is titty-weighing. Well, I think it's all because of what I would call our cultural DNA, how we see things. And I think that if we act on how we know we see things and plan on that, then we'll get all the cooperation we can ever want in this whole Caribbean. In the first place, we have to define our concept of time. The difference between now and just now and later. You see, later can mean 2 hours, 2 months, 2 years, or one call, whenever. We have to organize our time better if we want to quit cooperation. 1 o'clock is 1 o'clock, not 1-ish. 2 o'clock is 2 o'clock, not 2-ish, you know. We say things like that. You know, we say things like, going to have a brief summary. Now, what's a brief summary? We say we're a little bit pregnant. You can get pregnant and not pregnant, you know, or only have a little sugar when you have diabetes. No, you have to say things that give you the right image. Sometimes I have shows, you know, and they call me and say, Paul Teens, what time the show start? The ad say 8 o'clock. You understand? That's Caribbean people. We seem to have a special relationship with time. Cooperation, getting our act together, calls for being on time and for timely intervention. Then you must closely connect that to understanding the need for speed, not just time, but speed, getting things done quickly, immediately, you know. Because we are living in a fast, changing digital world. And if we don't act now, we will be left behind. Nobody waiting on you, you know. We have to make things happen. Remember the new millennium? Some people thought when it was coming, they didn't have to do nothing. Stay home and everything would change. Some thought they go to bed ugly old year's night and get up good looking New Year's morning. Some thought they go to bed stupid old year's night and wake up intelligent New Year's morning. And were very surprised and got up just as those and very ugly on New Year's morning. Because nothing happens by itself. Change does not happen. You have to make things change. I always say that one of the biggest challenges we have in getting together is communication. You know, convincing people of the importance of coming together to make things happen now, not later. Just think of all the accents we have in this Caribbean. Grenadian, Vincentian, Dominican, Trinidadian, Tobagonian, Kittian, Vision, St. You have Caymanian accent, Bahamian accent, Tortolian accent, you have uptongue accent, you have downtongue accent, you have accent by accident, you have endless accent. You understand the problem we have in communicating? Grenadians say prefer, Vincentians say prefer. Arguing prefer, 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 prefer at Trinidadian passing. Say, Trini man, tell us what is the word, prefer or prefer? You say, boy, personally, I prefer prefer. And the good road to get worse. Dominicans say either, Vincentians say either. Arguing either, a Bajan passing. You know, Barbadians feel they talk the best. They have the best accent. Say a Baj, you know, it was the word either or either. The Bajan man, oida. You see, because we have to speak in a language with an imagery that can reach people at a personal level to get cooperation. Sometimes I think we are speaking above their heads, and this is why they are not cooperating. We have to make them see what we are talking about. Because with us, it's not what you say, what people see when you say what you say. We talk in pictures. We say things like reverse back. We say I'm feeling well sick. We say my shoe a little big. We say I just get a whole half. We say in Trinidad we have a versatile dollar, fixed, floating, sinking at the same time. And now we have a new technological language. To get our digital message across, we have to draw on communicators who are a part of the landscape of digits, who say things like LOL, laugh out loud. YOLO, you only live once. BRB, be right back. SMH, shake my hand. ROTL, roll on the floor. BTW, by the way. So you can understand why some people have not been cooperating all these years. We have been talking above the head. So corporations call for talking the same language, the same digital language now. Ladies and gentlemen, cooperation also calls for mutual respect. And respect has a lot to do with how people see you. They can either see you as small countries begging for help, or as a united region speaking with one voice. A region that has produced some of the finest men and women in every field of endeavor. Just as a storyteller recognizes the ancestors in the telling of his story, so too should we recognize the role played by our regional intellectual giants in our growth, judgment, and development. Most times we only go to our roots for entertainment, when in truth we should be going to them for inspiration. Inspiration, we know proper flute people, yeah? Think of names like There's this big disconnect, between our actions and our history. Think of names like Marichaud, Naipaul, Walcott, Sobers, Parwan, Williams, Manley, Bishop, to name a few. We have a great history to remind us of who we are, where we come from, and why we should work together. We have shown time and time again that world class has nothing to do with size, that we have the talent to handle our own affairs right here in the Caribbean, and that there's no need to look anywhere else. And just to mention the two names who have contributed to this digital world and to technology: Alan Emtach, a Barbadian who did the first search engine, and Bevel Wooding, a Trinidadian, who is one of the 6 people in the world to have a key to the internet. I don't even have a key to my cabinet. A lack of faith in our own has been detrimental to our cooperation and our cooperating with each other. You must have faith. There's this story of a man who fell off a hill and he hung on to a branch saying, "God help, God help, God help." So a voice from heaven said, "Do you believe in God?" He said, "I believe in every God. Indian, Chinese, Buddha, anybody, just help me." So the voice said, "Well, if you believe in God, let go of that branch." Hey, the fellow, "Your mother, what? Let go branch. Anybody else out there can help?" He had no faith. Fell down and mashed up bad. So you must have faith. Ladies and gentlemen, cooperation calls for facing up to reality. We must know our strengths and our weaknesses. We are small countries. We cannot afford them big-time money system them fellas bringing up designed for wealthy countries. And unfortunately, when you borrow, you have to pay back. That's unfortunate. So we're always owing people. It's better to owe each other. So the common sense thing to do, as me as a stupid man in the street, is to combine our resources. Remember the days when you used to bring a bottle party? Everybody bring something. Everybody brings something. Never mind, some people bring Kool-Aid and they're drinking scotch. Then in cricket we had Fat Match, where we played for the fun and we made our own rules, where we pooled our resources and we made the Fat Match happen and we made the party happen. We have a talent for making things happen when we want to make it happen, and that's called for cooperation. This man gone to the shoemaker, tell the shoemaker, "I want to put how much for heel?" Shoemaker tell him $30. He see, "How much the whole sole?" Shoemaker says $60. He say, "Okay, put heel right through." We will find a solution to every problem. Ladies and gentlemen, cooperation is about trust. And trust is about working with people you know and people who know you. People you can pick up the phone and call. Call the Caribbean brothers and sisters, your first responders. The people who know the difference between the friend and the political interest, or that popular word, stakeholders. We have a saying, blood thicker than water. All of his family. Of course, there are different kinds of family. But there always will be different kinds of families. But because we know each other so well, and because we have a history together, we should be able to correct the mistakes we made in the past and move forward. We have to get rid of this bad habit of hiring the same people who cause the problem to solve the problem because they have experience. That makes no sense to me as a common man in the road. Get somebody else who knows something else, right? Something we've been doing wrong. Cooperation calls for showing that we have learned from our past mistakes and are charting a new approach. As the saying goes, catch me once, shame on you. Catch me twice, shame on me. Which means cooperation is about analysis, assessment, commitment, and decision. When it comes to assessment and analysis, we have a saying, we just analyze till we paralyze. Can't do nothing. Which is a nice way of saying agreeing in principle. It's a nice way of not doing anything. There's a story going to tell you why we in the Caribbean cannot ever seem to make up our minds. See, a long time ago, hell was very underpopulated. A few people in hell, 1 or 2 lawyers, some specialists. Hell had a few people. Heaven was full of nice people, poets, storytellers, all kinds of nice people. Heaven was nice, plenty people up there, nice people. So the devil got vexed. He said, "But this is nonsense. I want some people in hell." So he decided to make a raid. So he went in one, it was a carnival day in heaven. And he went up there and he waited. And as the people were around,